What's up, everybody? We'll wait for a few more people to roll into the stream. Let's see. So we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch, and we're live on Twitter. So streaming on all three.
Yo, yo. What up, everyone? BKorn over here.
Go. We got Blood and Hope in the chat. What's up? Thanks
What
for
up, Blood
joining.
and Hope? Cool.
I'm gonna do a different kind of stream today. First time I've ever done anything like this, so it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna tell you what though, like I've got 20 beats stored in here. If you play all 20 of them at the same time, it's like the scariest sound you've ever heard. Like that's how they make horror movie music. I get it now.
We'll do that at the end.
Yeah, right. Happy birthday. That's nice. A little birthday surprise stream.
Cool. Happy birthday to Blood and Hope.
See, there's like because BKorn is new to Twitch. There's so people can subscribe, but you can also gift subscriptions. Like somebody else can just be nice and just buy somebody else in the chat a gift subscription. And Blood and Hope has given I think almost 40 gift subscriptions throughout the last like month or so to my followers. So really awesome. Like that kind of support and like the positivity in the Twitch community is just what makes it so fun. It's really cool.
Dope. That's sick.
Let's see. We got Angel tuning in on YouTube. What's up? What's up? Oh, Angel sent in a beat, so we got one from him we're going to listen to. I know that.
Cool. What up, Angel? Yeah, this is my Twitch debut. Nice. Nino Beats, what up, bro?
We got Foreign Drip, Nino Beats. I remember seeing y'all's names, so I know we got beats from both of you guys too. So thank y'all for tuning in. And make sure if you guys don't already, you're following me on Twitch and YouTube so we can get get this content as often as possible. I post a lot on both, so. WDLYYYY, I think. I'm not sure, but what's up? Email. The email is info@thebillymartin.com, but you can send it if we can get to you. We've already got a lot of submissions, so I'm not sure how many we'll be able to get through, but please send it because if we go through them quick and I need some more, I'd love to have them. So, let's see. I'm going to type it in the chat so you know. What's up for all joining? Leanna, thank you for joining. Yes, Foreign Drip, we're good. We're looking forward to doing this. First time doing a beat review on my Twitch, so I'm stoked. Usually I'm just on here streaming and making beats and stuff like that, so this will be cool.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing you guys' beats. We made sure that, we collected them before the stream, so we're prepared, so we didn't have to like wait for everyone to get in and start sending. So
exactly.
That's what I do. Like if I go on Instagram and do the live beat review, I'll post like a day before and say start sending them in.
Definitely helps. At first I was like worried, like, man, we're not gonna have any beats, and then all of a sudden we got too many beats. So we'll be good now. So who are we missing here? Oriane, thank you for joining. Laura, thank you. Appreciate it. Death by always coming in. Appreciate it.
What up, Death by Porn? WDLY, what up?
I'm gonna give a couple more minutes and then we'll get rolling on this. So for any of y'all who maybe don't know, maybe you guys came because of BKorn. I play guitar in the band Good Charlotte. That's what I'm doing for the last 20 years or so. In the last maybe 5 years or so, I've kind of shifted over to focusing a lot on production. I do some rock production, a lot of hip hop production. I like making beats. I like making rock music. So I'm kind of all over the place. Always tune in to who I think are the hottest new producers, who the best loop makers are, and who's really like just kicking things off. And man, as soon as I heard Astro World and Stargazing came out, I was like searching on the internet right away. Who made this beat? Like who made this? The melody, the loop is so sick. And that's how I found BKorn and just kind of reached out and I was like, bro, you're killing it. And he came out to see Good Charlotte play in New York, and we hung out. It was nice. Went out and had a little dinner before the show and kicked it. And we've been collabing ever since, just sending each other ideas and making beats. And so why don't you tell everybody who maybe doesn't know you and like your background, like about yourself.
Yeah, so obviously Billy said my name is BKorn, if you guys don't know. I'm a hip hop producer, mainly hip hop. I started playing music when I was in 5th grade, rock music. Obviously, I looked up to Good Charlotte as one of my biggest influences, biggest inspirations. So it's kind of crazy when Billy hit me up on Twitter. He's like, yo, you're dope. I fucking love Stargazing, this and that. But these are some of the records that I produced for DJ Khaled, Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, Travis Scott, obviously. And yeah, that's pretty much my background is focusing in hip hop production. Eventually, I do want to segue into doing more rock stuff because I don't know if you guys could see my shirt, Corn shirt. I'm like a big metalhead, new metal. So
I mean, the dude's last name is Korn with a K, like his actual
yeah,
real
this
last name.
this
I
is
was
my
like, that's
last
too
name,
cool,
like
you know?
spelled the same way. So I happen to be a big fan of the band as well. So it's kind of funny how things work out.
It is funny. So, what's up, Dre's Cave? Tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate that. Make sure we're not missing anybody. So we got 13 on Twitch. We got 5 on YouTube. So y'all are starting to follow your way in. I appreciate that. So we're gonna be listening to some beats here, and also for everybody who submitted a beat to this contest, so we're gonna listen to them all, and we're gonna pick our favorite, and whoever's my favorite beat is, you're gonna get a free copy of my new loop pack. I have a new loop pack called Alt Guitars. It's 25 all just guitar loops. It just came out last week, and I'm gonna give one of the producers a free copy of that pack. Whoever brings the hardest beat today. Let's see. You should make some rock trap hybrid beats. I got a lot of rock trap hybrid beats actually. I'm gonna definitely kind of stay more in that vein. I like doing that. I feel like a lot of the people who would be asking me for beats are always like, send me rock stuff. I want rock star stuff. So that's definitely what people are asking for right now. So it's a really good time for people like us who came from like a rock background who are making beats now.
Definitely, yeah. Billy actually showed me some fucking dope beats. I had like metal influence before we hopped on this Twitch call thing. So just stay tuned. Billy's got some shit coming.
We need to make some rock stuff too, because I know you got it in you.
Yeah, we
So
gotta.
we
We
do.
gotta do it.
You know,
Let's do it.
I left my water in the other end. You have to entertain them for 30 seconds while I grab my water.
No problem.
I'll be right back.
All right, so I see we got Nino Beats in here. That's my homie from. Actually, I know you're from Europe. I just don't know exactly where in Europe you're from. Type it in the chat where you're from. Um, who else? Leanne said what up to me on Twitter. What's up, Leanne? Crystal, what's up? Oriane. Oriane, that's a cool name. What's up? Yeah, so oh, Nino's from Switzerland. All right, cool. Yeah, shout out Switzerland. I know a bunch of producers from Switzerland. It's crazy how like a bunch of these producers and loop makers are from Europe now, and they're like killing it in the States.
Yo, that's
It's
for real, dude. Like,
yeah,
if someone's sending you loops from Europe, like, it's probably gonna be pretty good, because it's crazy
exactly.
how many like the loop makers over there are killing it, like Switzerland, Germany, all kinds of that stuff.
Hell yeah,
It's wild.
for sure.
It's like, what's his name, Palace, right? He probably kind of kicked that. That's who I think of, like being one of the first Euro loop makers who was killing it.
Yeah, and then you got a couple from Internet Money that are from Europe, and obviously the producer OZ, he's from Switzerland.
Dude, OZ
He's
is like
just amazing.
top of my list, man. I swear I've got a drum kit, like one of his drum packs, and that's like my go-to, except for that crazy one you sent me a couple weeks ago. That has
Yeah.
everything in
Yeah.
it. But aside from that,
Hell yeah.
man, I love the OZ drum kit. Like, it's just
Yeah.
all the samples in that are such like high quality.
Hell yeah, yeah. He knows what he's doing when he's putting those together, for sure.
For sure. So all right, cool. So let's listen to some music. I just like to make sure that everything's posted correctly and streaming and everything. So let me just double check.
Hey, Humblebee's in here. What up, Humblebee?
Okay, so I was gonna say, speaking of, right?
Yep. There
What's
we
up?
go.
Humblebee, another killer loop maker.
Yes,
Although I
sir.
don't think I've ever made a beat with any of your loops, dude. I'm gonna have to change that.
Well, I bought his one-shot kit. That thing was awesome. I use that shit every day.
I saw you mention it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get that. So like with a one-shot kit, that's just what it is, right? It's just like, just individual sounds,
Yeah, they're just sounds. You drag them into your sampler, and then they pretty much turn into instruments. Like
Yeah,
you don't
right.
really. I barely use VSTs anymore because I'm so like involved with using these high-quality one-shots.
So do you drop them into just like a sampler or something like that? That's all you do?
Exactly. Yep.
Like you would with an 808 or something like that. Just drop it in
Exactly.
your sampler.
Yeah, and then you just if you need to mess around with the parameters, like stretch them, whatever you got to do. But there's endless opportunities that you could use with those samples. They're dope.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to pick that one up from Humblebee for sure. Let's see. We got Lou Torres in here on YouTube. What's up, man? Hey, and all you guys, if you're not following me on Twitch and YouTube, wherever you're watching from, I appreciate the follow. You know, just love to build my numbers. I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube, Twitch streaming thing. I've just been at it for a couple months now because we're all stuck at home with nothing to do and can't go on tour, can't play concerts. I kind of think of streaming as like the new concerts. You know, it's like you,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
you're in your room, like when you're producing or in a band, like you're working in the studio, you're working on new music, and then you like go share the music with people. But it's like different when um you're just like putting a song out or putting a video out, because you're not like live seeing the reaction. So like being able to stream and make music with an audience, I feel like it's kind of the closest thing to doing concerts that we have right now. So yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm really into it, man. I'm all about it. So make sure y'all are following me on all these things so you can keep up with me, and I'm gonna be putting a lot of content out. So
And you guys make sure you follow Billy and make sure you follow me if you got Instagram. My Instagram's BKorn Music. That's BKorn Music, all one word, and same on Twitter.
I'm gonna drop your Instagram in the chat, just so we got
Cool.
BKorn Music. All right. Oh, Instagram.com. I forgot that part. There you go. So y'all follow BKorn, and then whatever. All right. So we got someone speaking in German. I think I respect it, but I don't know what you're saying. So thank you for joining, Lusa, maybe. I'm not sure. But what's up?
Blood and Hope. Thank you, man.
There you go. I told you, Blood and Hope, always holding it down. So all right, let's go in and check out the first one. We're gonna start with two from Nino on the Beat. Nino on the Beat was the first one to send in a beat for this submission, so we might as well kick it off with him. And if you guys need any, if the volumes are funky, like if me and BKorn's voice levels are too loud or too quiet, or the music in the background, let us know in the chat, and we'll keep working on everything till we got it good. So let's kick it off with the first one. I already like the guitar. That's nice. They're saying no sound. Y'all don't hear the sound? Ooh, but me and you hear it, so I'm confused. Okay.
Ooh, let's fix that. We'll
Let's
get
fix
that fixed.
Let's
I'll tell you though, it was fucking fire from what we
it
were
was
hearing
sounding
so
good.
far.
All right, tell me now if y'all hear this. No. Okay.
Still not yet.
I wonder why you can hear it and they can't. Oh, this sucks, man. I thought we worked all this out ahead of time, and I was like, you can hear it, I can hear it, everything's good, and now you aren't using. I wonder. Oh, you know what? It's probably an Ableton thing. That's right. I'm gonna change my preferences in Ableton. All right, give me 1 second. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, we'll get the kinks, figured out. Sometimes happens with streaming. Like you think you got it all straight, and then you go live, and then things get messed up. But we'll take care of it.
All right. Let's see if this changes anything. All right, tell me if you guys hear this or not. Yeah, all right.
Cool.
Let's listen. Super pro sounding already, for sure. Nino kicking us off good, right? Bringing the heat right away. Well, that's my new favorite thing, when the kick doesn't hit on the one and comes in like a second later. I love it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll be trying that in a lot of beats later. I'm gonna stop it here just so we can get to everything. So, BKorn, why don't you go first? Give me your initial thoughts.
Well, Nino always sends heat, so I can't say anything other than it's always fire.
For
and my favorite part is that you have that like Beethoven 808 at first, and then you drop it and you put in like the synth bass still going with the drums underneath. Like that switch up It's just those little things that keep a beat interesting. And I know Billy wants to say something about the kick not coming in on the one. That
I love
I'll
that
let you say
too.
about
I
that.
love both. I was gonna say the same thing. Like, variety is so nice. And BKorn was one of the dudes who like taught me this. When you and I were first talking about making beats, you were saying like every 4 bars something different should happen. You know, whether it's like a hi-hat dropping out or a bass coming in and out or just something to keep the ear listening. So I loved it how you said, right,
Yep.
there was the 808 and then the 808 dropped out and the synth bass came in and there was the long whole notes. And then
Yep.
yes, like I'm always like when I'm making a beat, I assume like, oh, the kick comes in right on the one, but there's a couple beats lately I've heard where like the beat hits and then the kick comes in like on the 2 or the 3, and I think that's so cool because like it just keeps it exciting. So both those are really cool. The mix was really clean, and I love the variety. So killed that one,
Fire.
Nino. Let's listen to your
Fire.
Let's listen to your second one.
Oh, wait, before you play,
Yeah,
Humblebee said turn down the desktop audio just a little bit.
I think I was turning it down a little as we were talking. Let's
Let's see.
see. Okay, I'll take it back down just a little because I don't want to be peaking. But BKorn, your volume and the beats are like on the same. They're mixed into the same volume to me for some reason. So if the sound comes down, you're gonna come down too. So I don't know if maybe you just got to turn your mic up or talk louder or something. So
Okay, cool.
let's
Cool.
see. We'll work on it. We'll get it. Yes, for real, Nino. You're welcome, man. You killed it.
Dope.
All right, let's run it back to the next one from Nino. It's cool. There's like a really different vibe than the other one, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I can hear Kendrick Lamar on this shit.
Fully. Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And there's some like a lot of like warmth to that snare. Like I feel like the sub on the snare in my headphones.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a cool mix. Yeah, right. Humblebee's talking about the panning, like the way the snare was moving back and forth. That was cool. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. We'll talk about another good one. You know, I want to know: are you using loops or are you playing any of this stuff? I'm good either way. I know there's all weird stuff about loops, but you know what? There's no rapper out there who cares if you use loops on your beats. You know, like a good beat is a good
Facts.
beat. Nobody cares. You know, producers care and they want to like make a big deal out of it, but you're not making beats for other producers. So
Facts.
I'd love to
Facts.
know like if those are loops or what, because the sounds are really nice. You know, like the melodies are nice. So I'm gonna go first on this one. I'm gonna do a little bit of critiquing because I think that's what we're doing here. We're trying to offer some tips and stuff like that because it was a really nice mix, but I would have loved to hear the 808 note change a couple times because the guitar kind of went like da da da, like it had 3 different notes in it, and the 808, the first note stayed twice and then it changed on the third one. And I think if the 808 would have descended a little bit with each root note of the guitar, it might have like given it a really nice sort of melodic pocket. But not that it was out of key. It's just that's the choice of having your 808 as a drum or as a melody. I always think of my 808 as a bass more than a drum, because I like to make sure that the notes are lining up. So I was hoping to maybe hear the 808 note move around a little bit, but other than that, really clean mix. The drum panning was cool. I loved how you either gross beat or halftime the guitar part, like halfway through everything dropped down, and that really gave it like a different tone. So again, man, knocked it out of the park. Really, really good.
Yeah, definitely agree. With Billy, first of all, the beat is dope, but I definitely agree the 808 could have switched up a little bit, just give it a little bit of variety of notes and stuff. But what I really want to like say or congratulate you for is knowing that you didn't need to put so much shit in that beat. Like you kept it simple, and the only thing missing from it is a vocal, and that's what you want. Like sometimes when you're playing and making a beat, you're like, shit, there's something missing. There's something missing. And then you start adding all this crazy shit, but you knew when to hold back because that's when the artist should step in. There should always be space for the artist, and that's what that beat had. So
That's true. That is a really hard thing to do. You know, sometimes you think, oh, this beat isn't finished. What does it need? What does it need? And you think, I'm going to add a third lead or something else just to fill the space, but you don't. What is missing is the vocal. And man, some of my favorite beats are so simple, you know, and sometimes they're complicated, but I think a complicated beat works well when you're in the studio in a session with an artist working and you like are talking about it. It's like, yo, I want to hear a flute here. I want to bring a guitar back in here, and you can but when you're selling beats and you don't know what's going to happen, yes, leaving it open in space like that is really key. So,
absolutely.
all right.
Definitely.
So 2 for 2 from
Nino,
Nino.
good
Crushed
job,
it.
bro.
Crushed it. All right. So this next one, we got 2 coming up here from Black Surfer. That's a pretty
All right,
sweet,
Black Surfer,
pretty
let's
sweet
check it
name.
out, bro.
All right. Let's see what you got. I like the vocal sample.
Surfer.
It's got like a Metro Boomin vibe for sure.
Yep. Leaving the kick out, just letting the 808 ride.
Yep. No, this one's sick. I really like this.
Yeah, it's got a vibe to it. See, he switched it up, brought in a new thing in this every like 4 or 8 bars.
Yep. I feel like I'm learning right now. I'm soaking it in on this one. This got some cool
Yeah,
variation.
and inspired myself for sure.
I don't know if Black Surfer's anywhere in this chat or whatever, but oh, there he is on YouTube.
Oh,
That's
now,
your-
see, he brought the kick in now.
Yeah, yo, this one's sick, bro. I'm really into this. I'm just gonna put a little limiter on so we're not peaking here. All right, I'm gonna stop it here. Yo, that was crazy. Like really good. Super inspired me on that one. It was almost like 3 beats. You know, you had the first part, and then when you thought the beat was gonna hit, then all of a sudden like it didn't. It went the opposite. Like it went from all panny and busy to like really empty. And then when the beat did come in again, like it's even more impactful. So like that was cool, man. The pacing and the variation on that beat and the sound selection was killer. Really, really good.
Yeah, I don't have any negatives to say about that beat. Like from start to finish, you switched it up every few bars. You brought in the kick like halfway through, which was dope. I didn't even expect the kick. I thought you were just gonna let the 808 ride the whole beat because that's what a lot of songs now don't even have kicks in it. But the way you brought it in like halfway through the beat was dope. You had dropouts, you had new instruments coming in, and like Nino's last beat, it was empty enough for an artist to have their space in the song. So job well done, bro.
For real. Hit me
Really
up,
dope.
man. I'm trying to collab with Black Surfer. That was dope.
That shit was sick, for sure.
All right, let's listen to another one from him.
Surfer.
Like a totally different vibe on this too, you know?
Yep. Brought the 808 up an octave. That's dope.
go back down again. Beefy.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there on that. You wanna go first?
Yeah, definitely. So I like the last beat better, and the only reason I say that is because I like the melody of the last beat better. But this one had just as interesting things in it. Like you brought the 808 up an octave for like 30 seconds, and you brought it back down, and then you brought it back up. The only thing I could say critique wise is maybe switch up the melody a tiny bit. Maybe put a filter on it in some parts, drop that an octave as well, bring it up an octave, just to keep it a little bit more interesting. But it's another simple beat that has space for an artist to do their thing on it. Billy.
Yeah, and like a lot of producers that they know how to do one thing. Like they've got like, this is my style, this is my sound, this is what I do. So I always think it's really cool and respectful for a producer who can do different sounds, because it's not easy to do. And those beats were totally different. You know, the last beat, that I mean, for this one, Utopia here, that's like much more like in Travis Scott, you know, something like that. Like the way I kind of just had that dissonant last note change. Like I love that last chord, which was really cool. But I agree, like it was a little repetitive. The 808s changing octave helped a little bit, but yeah, maybe some filtering or some dropouts here and there could help. But again, man, two really strong beats.
Yeah, so far the two people we played so far, two producers we played so far are 10 out of 10. Like
Yeah,
really,
man,
you guys
like
are fucking dope.
sounding pros already. And it's hard, man. There's a lot of people who make beats right now, and some people you think like, is it because my beats aren't good? Like, why am I not getting placements? Why am I not selling beats? And the problem is like, it's because there's a lot of people selling beats right now. You know, I mean, look, like I say this all the time. Like, okay, my band has done really well. Good Charlotte has sold millions of records. Like, I'm a successful musician. You would think, okay, like I should be able to sell some beats, and I do. But it comes with hard work. Like I gotta push, I gotta hustle, I gotta work all the time to try to get it, you know, and to get my songs to artists and stuff like that. Like, sure, I can get some emails and get those relationships going, but I'm competing with like 100 other dudes at all times who are making really good beats. So, you know,
yeah, same goes for me. Same
exactly.
Like,
I'm sure it's the
you
same.
can see all this stuff behind me, and it's still hard. You know, there's no easy way to do it. It's really got to push and hustle and mend these relationships and keep these bridges built and just keep working your way up. It's a constant uphill journey and battle. You just got to keep going up. The second you start going down is when things fall apart. So you just got to stay grounded, but
So
keep going
true.
up.
What is that music? Oh, I was like, all of a sudden it started playing on my phone. I was like, where's the music coming from? Also, I got a shout out. Humble B, the man Toby, just sent me his one shot kit. Okay, sorry, I couldn't say that. Yo, thank you for that, bro. I really appreciate it, and I am going to I'm gonna use that for sure. Stoked.
Oh.
All right, let's see. This one we've got Felipe Chacon. All right, let's see what you got for us, Felipe. Nice bass already. Thank you for the follow, May. Like that snare sound, that's cool.
Open hi-hat. It's not an open hi-hat, but it's like
waiting for it to come back. stop it here. Yeah, that was cool, man. I really like the kind of like dark, creepy sound at the beginning, the way the bass came in. I felt a little confused about the melody. Sometimes like I like a melody, even if it's simple and weird. Like to be able to hum along to the melody is really key for like your average music listener, just to sort of listen. And at first I wasn't sure what the melody was gonna go and like how it was gonna come, but once the drums came in, I thought that was really cool. There was something about the hi-hat that felt like a little pushed to back, whether it was like reverbed or filtered or something. Like I would have loved to hear that hi-hat a little more crispy and a little more like right in the front of the mix, because it was like the pattern was really cool. But in general, it was another dope beat, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the group. Their name's City Morgue. They're
Of
like a
course, yeah.
metal, yeah, they're like metal rap, like really different sounding stuff. I feel like if you were to like go back in on that track and add some like dope guitars, maybe even speed it up a little bit, or speed it up or slow it down, either or. Just definitely add some like distorted guitars into it. City Morgue would like
Just go
definitely mess with
extra
that
dark
shit.
with it, extra dark and extra grungy
Yeah,
on it, because it was, yeah, it was
yeah.
kind of creepy, but
But
sick,
I
man.
do agree with the melody. It could have been a little bit more memorable in terms of like being able to hum it or whatnot. But overall, I think it was a good beat. Pretty like spooky. That's
Yeah.
like the way I describe it.
Lou Torres on YouTube says Effectrix power, and I was gonna say the first thing I could tell he used the Effectrix plugin. I love that plugin.
Yeah, I heard that.
That
Yep.
you a little like that. I use that all the time. Man, I've tried
Yeah.
to look up so many tutorials on getting like that perfect like record stop, record scratch sound, and like they all suck. But like you put that Effectrix one on, if it lines up at the right spot, it like nothing beats it. So
Yep.
it
Hell yeah.
really helps. Like it's a really convenient plugin for, oh, I've got this awesome loop, but it's getting really repetitive. What do I do to change it up? Like just that one little like drop out every 8 bars or something when it does that record scratch. Perfect. So nice,
Hell yeah.
nice use of it, Felipe. All
Definitely.
right, so now we got two from Joff Wood and Max Ant. It says Joff Wood X Max Ant. So I think these are both collabs. So I'm not sure if Joff's in the chat or something, but let's rock with your song.
Hey, Max.
I could already hear the baby.
I was
on
gonna
this.
say the baby Jetson Made vibes, but two of the best in the biz right now. I love everything
Yep.
they do. So
Hell yeah.
Hey, Max.
ooh, I love the wide percussion.
It's good. Yeah.
Yes, definitely vibing on this one. Yeah, sick. It's so minimal too, like melody wise, it's like just one or two notes, like really
Yep.
simple on the melody, and it's crazy how strong you can be like that.
Yeah, I think that what also helps that is the mix is good.
The mix is really strong, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna teach me how you get that percussion so wide like that.
Maybe a stereo imager or
I
something.
know,
on
I
that.
swear some of those stereo imager though, like it gets so wide that you lose it, that's like the perfect
Yeah.
mixer. That's really nice.
Yep.
All right, I don't think we need to keep going. It's kind of the same thing, but yo, Joff and Max Ant killed that one.
Yeah, definitely. That's like that's one of those beats where it's okay to be repetitive. Like it's just that's where the artist would just have a distinct verse, hook,
I mean,
whatever
you
else
hear a
they're
lot
gonna
of that,
do.
like
But
Megan the Stallion loves those beats.
yep,
The baby
exactly.
loves those beats. It's crazy to think like, what, like 2 or 3 years ago, nobody knew either of those artists, and like that just Jetson made like 808 like sound is like so big right now. I know I try to
Yep.
emulate it. I love it. I'm always thinking like, man, like it's just like, yeah, cool. I love seeing just how trends and how music can influence people so quickly. So y'all killed it, man. That was
Definitely.
really good and really clean mix too.
Yeah, the mix was I was saying before is really what helps the beat like sound really good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the simplicity and the good mix is what makes it interesting.
I mean, a good mix on a bad beat is not going to make it better, but a good mix on a good beat is really going to help,
Definitely. Yep. Facts.
Shout out to Cambio Music for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's check another one from Joff and Max Ant. Can they go 2 for 2? Man, this will be really hard picking my favorite beat out of these, right? You're going to have to help me out
I
and
know.
picking
No,
the
I
favorite.
got you. We'll figure it out.
Right? This is good. All right, let's
A lot
listen.
of competition. All right, let's go.
I love some of that D&B synth stuff.
This shit just makes me
I
happy.
was gonna say, if you know me, you're like, how am I gonna win? I'm gonna play something like this for Billy. This is like me in my element right here. Whoa. We switched it up. I mean, that sound is crazy. Oh, it's coming back. All right, cool. I like the way the sound's coming back.
It's like a new style,
Right?
a new genre. I can hear Lil Wayne doing something crazy on
Fully,
this.
yeah. Like, this is the kind of beats I wish that like rappers were picking, you know?
Hell yeah. Yep.
It's definitely gonna take someone being adventurous to like step out of their comfort zone and try out, you know? But
Yep.
yeah, Wayne would definitely kill it. Who's someone else? Man, somebody like IDK or something like that who could
Oh,
just
yeah,
rap really
yeah.
good. Like IDK would kill a beat like this.
Hell yeah.
Crazy, man. Yeah, that's an. Okay, so critiques. Let's see. I almost want to say that like I was bummed when it switched it up so much because like I heard that sound coming in, everything got really quiet, and I like the anticipation for it to hit, and then it didn't hit, and I felt like a little let down. But the part that came in was really cool also. So like I don't. It's one of those things like it could all be about like a vocal could change everything. You know, when everything drops out, and then right when it gets quiet, like and the rapping comes in, and they're just like murdering the beat. You're like, okay, never mind, this is sick. But as an instrumental, I felt like, oh, I wanted it to hit. So I don't know. Either way, though, all the sound selection, everything, super good.
Yeah, I agree with Billy with the structure. Maybe you could switch it up a little bit, like drop it a little bit sooner. And my personal opinion, the whistle sound, you could maybe, like I said with a couple other beats, a couple beats ago, drop it an octave for like a couple bars, and then maybe put halftime on it or something like that.
It's
But
a little variation.
it's like a new genre almost. Like that was like a really experimental beat that worked. Like it wasn't too out there. It was fucking dope. So
I agree,
you're
man.
2 for 2, bro.
I
2 for
love
2.
it. I love it. All right, so moving on. Okay, so now we got Luis, maybe Celis. I don't know. LuisSelles. A lot of these people didn't say what their producer name was or anything. I just had to go by the name on their email. So if you have some cool producer name and I'm using your first and last name, well, you should have put your name on the beat. Right. All right, let's rock with some Luis Ellis and see what we got. Oh, I played them all at the same time. I was waiting for that to happen.
That's the horror music
Right?
soundtrack.
I mean, listen to this. Come on, listen. That's
sick.
good. That's good. That's gonna be the next stream. Just send your beats in, and we play them all at the same time, and y'all gotta pick, see if you can hear yours or not. So, all right, let's try this again.
Sounds like the Doors a little bit.
Sure, yeah. TBL, if you want to submit, I'll put the email in the chat. Smooth. I like that chant in the background.
Yeah. I hear like Tech 9 on this.
Fully. And maybe even someone like Kendrick or something like that too, you know?
Oh yeah. Yep. switch up.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Sick. I'm gonna stop that one here. You want to
Yeah,
go
that was
first on this
cool.
one?
Yeah, definitely. That was cool, bro. Like it had like creepy, spooky vibes. I said before I could hear like Tech Nine on it, and then Billy said like even Kendrick Lamar. Someone with like a flow that's syncopated that goes in and out.
Definitely.
Like the guitar in the back was going in and out of the beat, which was sick. I think it was a guitar or the pluck sound. Um, the mix sounded clean. I could even, believe it or not, rest in peace, but Pop Smoke, for some reason, I just heard like his voice could sound cool on that.
Fully.
It borderline, if you switched up the snare pattern, it could have been a drill beat, but because
Sure.
the hi-hats had that kind of bounce to it. But I thought it was really dope, really
Yeah.
experimental and dope.
Yeah, it was like definitely when the beat first dropped in, it was definitely a vibe. I would have liked to maybe hear the beat come in sooner, especially I think when you're selling beats and sending beats out to other artists. Like you need to get to like the main part of your beat quickly, because when people are listening through beats, like they may have already been over it after the first 10 seconds because it didn't come in. So if you, again, like when you're in a room in a session working with artists, you have room for like a long drawn out intro or something cool like that. But when you're just like selling and sending beats out, I think it needs to come in quicker. There could have been
Yeah.
a little bit of work on the mix. Maybe I felt like the 808 was a little muddy. It was like maybe a little bit too much in that 200 to 300 hertz range. You know, I would have loved to hear a little more sub and a little more of like the low mids taken out, just maybe so that like the crispiness of the hi-hat and the snare would really cut through, and the bass would have its own space. So I felt like when it kicked in, I didn't like feel that impact, you know, but that's just like, you know, time on working on your mixes and stuff like that. But in general, like definitely had a good vibe. Another really cool one.
For sure, definitely.
A lot of talent out there, man.
Yeah, it's fucking making me nervous right
Right?
now.
People coming for your neck. All right, so we got two here from Manu. BKorn demo. Okay, these are straight for you, bro. They even got your name in them.
BKorn, let's go.
You're gonna be like, wait, this is my beat. All right, this is called stargazing, bro. You didn't make this. All right. Let's listen. Hey, everybody in the chat who's tuning in, appreciate y'all. Everyone watching on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get some more. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're subscribing to my YouTube, to my Twitch. And same with BKorn. I put his Instagram and his Twitter is just BKorn Music. So find him on both of those and follow him. And hopefully, if this goes well and y'all like it, let us know. We'll do some more of these beat reviews because I'm having a good time. I like it.
Definitely. Feel free to reach out on Twitter, Instagram. I always respond.
Yeah, TB, I'll send it to the email. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. I like the syncopated bass.
Yep. It's different.
Yeah. I could hear someone like Black Bear or something like that going in on a track like this.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Get a good top line on this. This could be a hit.
fully. And the other key sound reminds me of like Depeche Mode or something. One of my favorite groups
yeah.
of all time, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool. On the piano too. I like the piano coming
yep.
in. I'm gonna stop it there. Yo, that was good. That's super cool. I mean, that's right up my alley. I love that kind of like, you know, EDM, goth industrial, kind of just like, you know, somber, like just like it had a very Depeche Mode kind of vibe. So that was cool. There was a few things on the panning that I thought was funky. There was that one sound that went like doop 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 that like was panned hard right, but it was a really low kind of subby kick. And personally, I think it's really hard when you pan something too subby to one side. Like you're gonna lose it. I would have loved to hear that sound, either with some of the low end taken out a little bit so that like that sound hit really hard in the right without the sub, or to center it, put it back in mono, because that was cool. Same, I would have loved to hear that kick, like when that kick came in, to really just poof, thud like a little harder. Some mixed things there that could have really helped like the panning and the whole like effect of the song. But from a melodic standpoint, a sound structure standpoint, like super solid. It was put together really, really nicely.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with everything Billy said. What I don't know if you heard me saying this when we were playing the beat, but you get a strong top line on that, like someone singing a hook and like even a verse too. You could sell that shit. Like that shit could really go because it's simple enough to catch like the beat is simple enough just to catch a writer's attention, in my opinion. One thing I would have liked is maybe a counter melody coming in, something like panning in from the right or the left, just to switch up the vibe just a tiny bit to complement what you already have there.
Yeah,
So
the bringing the piano in was a nice change. I would
that
even
was cool. That
would
was
have
cool.
maybe liked that to come in sooner. Whether it was like the chorus, the piano, because I feel like maybe it came in on the second verse or something, or I'm not sure like how you thought about structuring it, but maybe just the piano coming in every chorus, just so the chorus lifts a little bit, and then have it pull back out a little bit for the verses, and the piano comes in. Maybe even reverb the piano out a little bit just to fill up the chorus. But yeah, that was sick, man. Really, really like that. I think that might be Luca or Lusa76 in the Twitch chat. They
Yep.
said thank you. So
Yeah, see him down there. Yeah, good job, bro.
crushing
Luca
it,
or
crushing
Lusa,
it.
good job.
All right, let's go on. We got another one, right? Yeah, we got another one from same person.
All right, cool.
Luca, Lusa, Manu, whatever your name is. Cool beat maker. All right, let's listen. This again has like a little bit of like a Depeche Mode vibe to it. I'm feeling it.
Yep.
Let's see what the drums do. I like the hi-hat pattern.
I would switch the snare.
I'm gonna listen to the snare again. Yeah, like maybe like a tighter little trap snare would maybe work better than
A
something.
little less reverb.
Because the music in the background is already kind of verbed out.
Yeah.
Even like cat, or something like that with like a trap snare, that a little more
Yeah,
busy in
fill
some
it
spots.
Yep.
Okay, so that piano melody is really strong. The background sounds are cool. The drum groove is good, but I feel like there's some questionable 808 note choices in there. There's
agreed.
one point where you're playing like a low piano, just like the boom boom, like the solid piano notes. Those should be your 808 notes, because those notes were obviously like right coming out of the piano chords. But yeah, there was a couple 808 sounds in there where it was kind of boom 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 boom, like playing around and bouncing, like that I felt it clashed a little bit with the piano notes. And I would have loved maybe like a bigger subbier 808, because I almost had trouble, like I didn't feel the 808. I heard it, but I didn't really feel it. So maybe like a lower register, and maybe just matching those piano notes a little bit. But there was a mood, like the mood on that was really well captured.
Yeah, definitely. And what I said before is I would switch that snare. Maybe you could even put a clap or just something tighter, just to make it feel a little bit tighter. And what Billy said before is you could add snare drums like on the upbeat, so it's like just to make it a little bit more rhythmic and syncopated.
Bouncy. Yeah.
But yeah, give it a bounce. Yeah, exactly. But it had a vibe. It was dope. The melody was really dissonant, which is cool. Always catches my ear. So
Fully.
good job.
Yeah, man, nice.
Billy, you mind if I just grab a water real quick? Take me 2 seconds.
You're not allowed to get water.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back,
you
guys.
can. You can. You can. All right, now's your chance. Everybody tell us how you really feel about BKorn in the chat. Let's see. I know I've tried to put an 808, but because the piano was so low, it didn't really fit. So you know what? If an 808 doesn't fit, then don't use an 808. You know, like maybe you just need like a long synth bass or something like that. I think a lot of times the 808 is so Luca or Lusa was saying they were having trouble figuring out what to do with the 808 because the piano was so low and there was already a clash there. So I think as hip hop producers, your go-to is always let me put an 808 in here, but there's definitely plenty of beats where I'm working on, and no matter how much I think the 808 should go in, it's just not working, whether it's clashing. So there's a bunch of other choices. Maybe put a bunch of weight in your kick drum. Sometimes the kick drum can be your low end, and that's enough low end. Maybe you just use like a long synth sub bass or something like that that's just playing long whole notes or something like that. Then there's no worrying about clashing with the rhythms of the piano or the frequencies because you just got a long sub bass. So if the 808
Yeah.
isn't working, try other stuff. There's plenty other
Yeah,
options for the low end.
there's always time when you're making a beat. There's endless time to experiment. You could make 3 different versions of the beat. One has an 808, one has a live bass, one has a synth bass. Like there's just so many opportunities to experiment, and that's what's really good about being a producer. When you're working in the studio with an artist, that's the time to really. I learned this from Fat Joe. I was in the studio with Fat Joe, and he literally said, he's like, this is the best time to experiment because we have the studio booked for 12 hours. We'll book it tomorrow for another 12 hours and we could just bang shit out until it sounds how we want it to sound. So
That's true.
just keep doing it, make different versions of the beat. But
And sometimes there's room for all three. You could have like a live bass, an 808, and a synth bass. They shouldn't all be playing at the same time, most likely. But for variety, maybe at one point, if the piano and the 808 are bothering you, the piano drops out for 8 bars, and that's when you bring your 808 in. And then when the piano comes back, you switch back to your synth bass or something. So just try different stuff because there's so many options out there. But real quick, I just want to say what's up to let's see, Crystal BVB in the chat, Premies82, just some of the people who I always see showing up to my streams. I want to make sure I'm shouting them out. Thank you all for coming back. I know a lot of like the Good Charlotte fans are not necessarily into like beats and producing and stuff. So for you guys to show up and listen to us talk producer talk and stuff, just to hang with us is really cool. So appreciate you all coming to my streams.
Appreciate everyone that's in here for real. Thank you guys.
So this is like a different stream than I usually do, but I think it's really fun. I like this kind of stuff. So
for sure
inspires me to see like, man, what are people doing right now? What are the sounds? Like what's hot right now? Like, so it's cool. I love hearing all that.
Every time after I do a beat review,
with the follow. What's up? Appreciate it.
I make the craziest beats after I do a beat review.
Right?
Because I get inspired as hell. Yeah.
Totally true. All right, so let's go on to the next one. This one we're going to go from Rez. It's called Interstellar. It's a 73 BPM in the key of E minor.
Cool. Always good to label the BPM and the key.
Absolutely, man. I never send a track out that doesn't have my name, the key, and the BPM. Is really important.
Yep.
All right, so let's listen. Some nice low end in that kick. All right, I'm gonna stop it here. So listen, that beat started out really strong. I really like the beat, and I love when the kick and the hi-hat and snare came in. There was like a groove, but the 808, something fell off. Like the rhythms weren't locking in there. There was some kind of a dissonance there. But that's the kind of stuff that we're all learning when we're first working out how to make beats. But there's a lot of potential in that beat. I think there needs to be some tightening up and figure out why was that 808 rhythm falling off a little bit. And then when it dropped out right here, it may have dropped out too much. You know, when you drop out, you want to make sure that, like, imagine if a rapper or a singer is going over top of your beat, okay, and all the beat drops out. If there's nothing left there for them to keep on time, it's gonna throw them off. So even if it's just a melody part, make sure that your melody part is do 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 do, you know, like that the melody part is staying on rhythm. Or if you want to feel like the drums drop out, filter out to the drums just to the point where almost you can feel a beat a little bit in the background, but you can't even really hear it. You got for some way, if you drop it out, you got to keep the vibe going so that they can keep on it. So I don't know. I mean, for me, I would think that Rez, maybe you're kind of starting out or newish to making beats, but already like you're onto a good start because there was some really good vibes on that. So just tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Just when usually like 9 out of 10 times when you have a kick and an 808, they're gonna almost 9 out of 10 times they're gonna play on the same at the same exact time. And I feel like those were a little bit off. I don't know if it was a quantizing thing, if they just weren't
I wonder
like
that
synced
too because it was like
to the same quantize. Yeah.
yeah.
To, but like Billy said, if this is what we're all learning about when we first start making music. Like when I first made my first 20 beats, I didn't even know what quantizing was. I was just trying to play everything as perfectly on time, and I was wondering, why does this sound off? And it was until I learned from another producer, you got to put everything on the grid, and that's, you know, that's what you got to do, is get everything locked in on the grid. But what I did like about it was the creepy, eerie melody, and like it just sounded spooky, which is like my shit. So
Fully.
just keep working and just keep practicing and just listen to other beats on the radio, on albums, what's hot right now, and just try to emulate like what makes everything sound so locked in.
And even if like I know a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to just copy what's hot, but you know what? You could copy it, make that beat for practice. You don't have to put that beat out. No one needs to hear the beat that you made when you're trying to copy. But the amount of knowledge you will gain from like trying to take apart a beat and listen exactly what they're doing and then try to make it yourself, like you learn so much that way. I know I do that stuff all the time.
Definitely. I
Especially
just
when
want to
I'm
answer.
yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
saw the
Go ahead.
question. No, I'll say whenever I'm in a rut, that's what I do. When I feel like I'm having beat block and I can't think of anything, I'll take apart a beat I really love just to like dissect it, and all of a sudden like there's a million ideas going off because you learn something new every time.
For sure. I just want to answer Luca or Lusa in the questions. Does BKorn have an email for demos and samples? Right now, I'm all sampled out. I got like too many samples that I'm working with. But if you have Instagram, shoot me a message. Shoot me some like videos of samples, just clips, so I could play them. And then if I'm really fucking with them, we could take it from there. But as of now, I'm not. I don't have like an specific email address. But shoot me a message. We'll talk.
For real, I gotta beg him to use my loops too. So I hear you.
It's crazy, yeah. It's
Hey, it's
crazy.
not a bad thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we got here. So this one we got Young Navi, Rich 808, Young Navi collab. All right, let's see what they got for us. I'm feeling good about this one.
Let's go.
Wasting no time. All right, I'll stop this one here. So, couple pros for that. The beginning sounds super cool, like right up like on some like Migos or something like that when that first melody came in. And I like wasting no time to bring the beat in. I was talking about that before. If you're sending beats out and stuff like that, like you should get into the beat as quick as you can, because when people are sifting through songs, they're not going to listen that long. So, and it comes in real hard. I feel like maybe it was peaking a little bit, maybe like somewhere on the low end, the kick and the 808 were hitting like a little too hard, and it was sort of distorting and peaking. Although that clipping sound is popular, I know that's a big part of a lot of modern mixes is the clipping, but I would have loved to maybe just hear that low end clean up a little bit. But otherwise, it was a pretty solid beat. Like, if anything, maybe take a couple more chances. I think a lot of beats nowadays sound the same, and that's really hard when everybody's making trap beats. So that was like a just straight up classic trap beat. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing, like just you rocked it. But I would love to like maybe hear some more unique filtering, something with the melodies, just something to throw in like a little bit, like something to make your ear go like, oh dang, like that's cool,
Yeah, definitely. What I did like was when that, I think it was a guitar, when that guitar
The
came in, I
guitar
just would
came
have
in, right?
tucked it a little bit in the mix. It was kind of loud when it came in.
Agreed.
But I don't know if you guys know, obviously you guys know who Machine Gun Kelly is. Before he started doing this like pop rock stuff, he used to do straight rap. And his first album, like I could hear him rapping on that. Maybe it was like what 8 years ago, but someone with like a fast cadence
Just
could
kind of
really
fast and
go
hard, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, exactly. But overall, job well done. You obviously know what you're doing when it comes to making beats. Just clean up the mix a little bit. You know, that's about it.
Fully. All right, let's get into. We're gonna listen to one by Angel Ingles. Angel's always rocking with me too. He's always showing up to my streams and giving me love on YouTube and stuff too. So appreciate that
Shout out
support.
Angel.
Let's see what he's got for us. Also very Depeche Mode. Really strong melody though and vibe. Like the melody and vibe is really strong.
I like the emptiness in this spot. There's still stuff going on.
Like a 80s horror movie vibe in some of the melodies too.
Yep. The bells.
Yeah. I like that sound right there. It's cool. Alright, I'm gonna stop it right here. So Angel, super cool melody, dude. I really like the vibe, especially that blung dong dong dong. That part that was really cool. But for me, the mix is what you got to work on. We got to work on the mix a little bit. And I think that one of the biggest issues that I learned very recently is gain staging. Gain staging is like such a big part of mixing that a lot of young new producers don't know, don't understand. It's literally the process of turning every single thing in your mix down so that there's enough room for your master, like limiter or compressor, to actually do its thing. Because if all your tracks are super loud and you're pumping everything into the master and then you try to compress it, all you're going to do is just lose all your dynamics. You're going to get distorted. You're going to lose certain frequencies and it's going to become a mess. So something that I like to do, I'm not sure if you use Ableton Live or not. In fact, I'm going to show you this little trick right here live. So you can do this with I take a utility plugin. I drop it on the track right here because you see this utility plugin down here at the bottom. Well, you can't because BKorn's video's in the way.
My bad.
Okay. Either way, so you put a utility. I'm gonna move you for a second. So hang on.
I'm actually learning something right now.
Okay, so Blood and Hope, just a little gift sub. Thank you, Blood and Hope. Appreciate that. Just Luca got a free gift sub. Okay, so this is what I do. Once everything is set in my beat, I feel good about it before I mix. I put everything at 0. Every single track, I put the volume at 0. Then I put a utility plugin at the beginning of the track right here, and I turn all the plugins, EQ, everything off. Okay, and then I play the track, and I take the gain down. Okay, so let's come over here to the master. Which one is Angel's track? Okay, right here. I play it, and I turn the gain down until it sits right around -18. Okay. So you see right here on the master fader right here, I gotta move BKorn again, putting you back in your place. All right. So then the master, or the track right here is about -18. I go through and I do that to every single track, like my snare, my kick, my bass, my melodies. Every single track I go through, so they're all set to 0, and then the utility gain is at, pull it down. Sometimes it only takes 2 dB to get to -18. Sometimes it takes a ton, okay? And then your true 0 on your mix is actually quieter than it seems like it is. And then I might even go and I start with the kick first, and I pull my kick down to like a -8 dB or something, so it's even quieter. And then I end up having to crank up like my interface or something so I can hear it louder. And then I'm mixing everything at like a kind of quieter volume. Then when I put like the compressor or the master limiter or the mastering track like Ozone on the master, it sounds so much better because you're not already like pumping everything. At some point you're putting just too much volume into it, so that, you know, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's called gain staging. It's really where you take all your tracks, you turn them down, and then when you mix, your whole mix becomes so much cleaner. There's so much more headroom to work with all that low end. So I think that's something you could benefit from, Angel, and anyone else. So maybe I should just do a whole YouTube tutorial video on gain staging, because it completely changed my mixing from the way I used to mix to the way I mix now. So it's a little helpful tidbit.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, what Billy's saying, like, you don't want your limiter just to like slap it on the track so it just squashes everything, and it like takes all the dynamic or adds too much, like, sounds like it's going like when you don't want it to sound like that. But back to your beat, I think if you sped that beat up like a decent amount of BPM, make it a
That
little
could be
bit
cool.
faster, like, yeah, it could definitely switch it up and make it sound a little bit more current. Like, it sound a little bit not dated, but I feel like it could sound a little bit more of what's going on now
Sure.
in terms of what you hear on the radio or what people are, you know, putting on their albums and stuff. But like, what, you know, we're all learning. I'm still learning to this day. I've been doing this for 10 years, been playing music for over 15 years, and I literally learn something new every single day, whether it's from Billy, whether it's from YouTube, whether it's from other producers I'm collaborating with. Just it's a constant learning
It's all
ability
those
with
little
this
tiny
shit.
things. There's like a couple little things that I remember you taught me early on with, like, you know, just little things like bumping your hi-hat forward like just a hair, just so it's almost
Yep,
off the grid. The tiniest bit can give it a groove, or putting a slight side chain from the kick on your hi-hat, so that your hi-hat ducks a tiny little bit when the kick hits, and
exactly.
it kind of makes your
Yep,
hi-hat pump. And a bunch of those like little tips, like all the different producers you talk to, videos you watch on YouTube, you just collect a bunch of little things from different producers, and some you're like, I like that, some maybe you don't like. So, you know,
yeah,
that's it. But
exactly. You pick and choose what works for you, and sometimes there's a lot of bullshit online, but you just gotta experiment and see if this tutorial over here it's bullshit. I'm not gonna use it, but it may work. You never know. So just
true.
keep practicing.
Yeah, but melody wise, Angel, like your melodies are strong, and that's key for me. If you have no idea how to make a good melody, like you're already like steps behind. So the fact that you have a good melody sense is really key. So
Yeah, definitely.
all right, let's get this next one in. This is so a couple of these here from my name is RG. ARJI. He's just a loop maker. I think he said he had he sent me a beat here too, but he sent me a whole bunch of loops. So we're gonna listen to just a couple loops too. So down with
Cool.
that too. So let's see what we got. And let's see, Chakra D&B, appreciate the follow, and thanks for joining the stream. All right, let's listen here. almost making me dizzy, right?
Can I say something about that
Yeah,
actually?
yeah.
So I learned this from a producer from Switzerland. He's a great producer, name's OZ. He said sometimes when people are making samples, they focus too much on making it sound like a real instrument or making it sound like it's being played live, that they don't realize that it may be too hard to make a beat around. Because I personally would have trouble finding like the right 808 to match with that and the right drums to match with it. But that's just one sample. So let's hear another one.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was thinking, how would I build a beat around a sample? Because it's cool. There was something cool about it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. It almost maybe sounded like it would be the intro to a song, and then the beat would kind of like start warp. The sound would start to warp less and like kind of come into like, okay, here's the sample. I almost thought, oh, he's starting it out really weird and wobbly, and he's gonna kind of like bring it together, but it
Yeah.
never came together. But there was potential
Agreed.
there. It could have been really cool. So all right,
Yep.
listen to this next one.
Yeah, I like this one.
Man, this one I gotta step away for 1 second.
Yep. Yeah, this one has more substance to it, more that you could work around and make a beat around, match the bass notes with. Oh, there's a bass in there already. Yeah, yeah, this one's dope. I would have played this one first. I would have sent this one first. That's something that's very important when sending beats or samples. You gotta try and make like the first one you send like the most fire one because it'll catch someone's attention rather than them having to keep going through and going through. So I would have sent that one first, but that one, like I said, is more easier for me to be easier for me to build a beat around and find the right sounds that would match with it and get the right bass notes and that. I up Lusa, I'm just gonna respond. I upload my beats on BeatStars, have no success. If you also have made this experience, could you give me advice? So Billy, you would know more about that when he comes back. He'll answer this. I'd never made a BeatStars and I never really sold my beats online. So I can't give you advice on how to sell more beats online. But what I do know is you gotta be consistent with whether it's uploading or putting tutorials on YouTube and tweeting and just building your fan base and staying active on Instagram and stuff like that. Because the second you stop doing that, no one's going to be paying attention anymore. So it's like the old saying, out of sight, out of mind. So just be consistent. How have you start selling beats? Yeah, just to answer, I'll wait for Billy to answer about the Beat Stars thing. Billy,
Sorry about that.
Lusa had a good question
Okay.
about selling beats online. So you would know more about that. And the what I said so far is I never got into the online beat sales, but my advice so far was being consistent, whether it's uploading every week, putting content on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, tweeting, connecting with other people.
Yeah, the beat sales is hard. You know, I don't sell like a ton of beats. Some of the guys who do sell a ton of beats, I'm always thinking like, what am I doing wrong? What is the answer? What's the magic? Because it is hard because there's so. I mean, there's got to be a couple thousand new beats hitting BeatStars daily. I'm sure. I don't know what the number is, but it's a lot. So one, your beats better be really good because you're competing with some of the best guys in the business. And yes, consistency. You want to put stuff out constantly because the way those sites roll. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was waiting on a package that I really needed, and the UPS guy left, and I had to like chase him down the street and go sign the thing. So, but I'm back. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so like consistency is important because it almost works like a social media feed, or when people are checking in on their BeatStars, the newest beat that's posted is going to be the first one on your feed. So if you're following like 100 different producers and stuff, by 2 hours later in the day, your beat's like 50 beats down the feed, and they're not going to see it anymore. So if you're putting out a beat, I try to set myself like a schedule and a goal to try to stay focused. So my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I put a new beat out. And on Tuesday and Thursdays is my stream days. So that's why. So like on a regular 5-day week, I put three, and I do a beat, and then I make a video for it too, which is also crazy. But I learned how to do After Effects and Adobe Premiere. So I make like a little visualizer. So I make a beat, I would do a little quick like visual video for it, and I upload to YouTube Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams. So that is really key with selling is just getting a lot of stuff out there constantly. And also you need a large library, because when people are searching on BeatStars, let's say they search for like Juice WRLD type beat, there's going to be a lot of Juice WRLD type beats. But if 75 of them are yours, there's a good chance one of your beats is going to show up in that mix, you know? If you only have like 10 beats in your BeatStars store, that's not going to work that good. Like I know a couple guys told me, hey, you're probably not going to get any recognition until you get to 100 beats in your BeatStars store. That's like step one. Like you finally, like you have a little bit in your store when you get to 100, because there's plenty of guys on there who have 1,000 or not over 1,000 beats in their beat store. And that stuff like blows my mind. I think, man, 3 beats a week is like already hard enough to do. And some of these guys are dropping 2 or 3 beats a day, you know, which is crazy, but they're not all quality. You know, they're putting like a couple really good beats and a couple questionable beats. So for me, it's make really good beats, put them up consistently, and you need a lot of beats. Like you need to almost like saturate your own market to the point where when people are searching, you're going to be one of 20 beats that shows up because you have so many beats up there. And like, I'm bad at this, but I know it's important. Like find your niche. If you're really good at making like Juice WRLD, Dior type beats, like make a lot of those, because like I'll make that one day, and the next day I'm like, well, today I want to make a Travis Scott type beat, and the next day I want to make a DaBaby type beat or something. And I'm always trying to like, you know, make different styles. But like if you keep making the same type of beat that you're really good at, then when people look up Juice WRLD type beat, they're like, oh, like there's 6 different beats by the same producer under this search, you know, and then like your stuff's gonna start showing up more. So those are just a couple little tips, but there is no magic answer. If there was, we'd all be crushing it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You mind if I answer one last question on it?
Please. I mean, that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, Cambo Music. You said in a saturated market, how would you recommend we connect or collab with producers we admire? So I'll be honest, it's really, really hard now because every single day there's just more and more producers hitting people up on Instagram and messaging them saying, can I send you samples? And to be honest, it gets like overwhelming, where to the point where even myself, I don't even feel comfortable sometimes hitting up producers that probably know who I am, but I don't feel comfortable saying, can I send you samples? Because I know they have 3,000 other messages in their inbox with the same exact type, with the same exact words. So the best way really is to get your foot in the door by meeting someone in person. And the best way to do that is by going to a studio. And I know it's hard now because of the pandemic and everything, but the way that I got into this industry, I used to intern at Puff Daddy's studio, cleaning toilets and taking out trash and
That's
getting
real
food
talk.
getting food for French Montana and whoever was recording in the studio. And throughout the time that I was there, I met a couple good producers, good people that one day they were like, yo, you make beats? Let me hear your beats. And just off the strength of my talent and what they heard in me and what they thought of me, that's what really connected me with them and a bunch of other producers and allowed me to build my network. So the best advice I could give from my personal experience is being in person with someone is the best way to get in the door. And that'd be in a studio.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and it is hard, you know, for people, but
It's hard, yeah.
And you just got to use it as motivation, man. On days when you feel like it's just not happening for me, and like, am I ever gonna get anywhere? Like, should I just give up? That's the day you got to go harder. You know, just get in there and be like, mate, I got to make my best beat today. And you know, one beat could change the world, which is crazy.
Yeah, look, yesterday I couldn't make a beat yesterday to save my life, and I was telling my girl, I was like, I'm in such a funk. Like it happens to everyone, the best of the best.
Definitely.
Like so, don't ever think that because you're having a hard day with making music or someone's not answering your message, don't think that someone else who's doing what I'm doing or doing what another person's doing isn't having that same struggle. So, what Billy said is on your worst day is when you go the hardest.
It's true. Try to hit a few more questions. Leanna, let's see. I'm using Ableton Live. That's the name of the software I use. I know BKorn uses Logic, And
Yeah,
you
Logic
can use
Pro.
Mac or Windows. It doesn't make a difference. Both those programs work on either one.
Actually, no, I think Logic is
Oh, Logic
strictly
is, you're right, it's strictly Mac
yeah,
because Apple makes Logic.
Logic
That's
is
right.
strictly Mac, yeah.
That is true. My bad.
But FL Studio works on Mac and Windows.
Yes, same with Ableton.
And Luca, you asked where do I live? I live in New York, in America, New York. I'm not sure if you're from the States or if you're from overseas. Oh, you live in Switzerland. So it's hard to find producers and studios. I definitely understand. You know, you'll find your way. I'm not saying that's the only way to do it. There's gonna be people that are gonna open your messages and hear your talent and say, you know what, this dude is dope. Let me really start working with him.
Fully.
It's happened to me like that too. So there's always it's a different story for everyone.
All right, let's get some more music. So this one is, okay, another one from RG. So we heard those 2 loops from RG. Now we're going to hear a beat from him. Or her, I'm not sure. I'm going to turn this one down. I can tell it's going to peak. Because he said in the email, like, I'm more of a sample maker, not a beat maker. But I don't know, man. I like this beat.
Yeah. Got a good bounce to it.
That's cool bringing that new melody in right there, too.
Yep.
The energy of this like one Travis Scott song. I'm like singing it in my head, but I can't think of which song it is.
I can hear Travis on this.
Definitely.
Hey, these are good sounds.
I agree. Yeah, like really,
Yeah,
I like when that second sound came in. It came in right at the right time where my ear was starting to get fatigued and I need something new, and then you brought a new sound in, which is really cool. And the mix is good. Like the low end is really smooth on the mix.
Yeah, and you had that like submarine sound, that whatever it was, like that was like it filled up, like I don't know if you put like a stereo imager on that or something. That was really cool.
Texture,
and,
you know.
You switched it up every few bars, whatever, and the mix was clean. And
yeah,
I could definitely hear a mainstream like Travis Scott. I could definitely hear Travis Scott on that.
Definitely.
That was dope.
All right, let's go into Narcotics from Foreign Drip. I know Foreign Drip's been hanging out in the chat, just being patient, waiting for us to play his music. We're gonna play 2. Looks like one of us with RG, and the other says Foreign Drip Rick. All right, let's see what you got.
Sound like Breaking Benjamin.
Right.
Foreign Drip, got the sauce, boy.
I like the way the tail cuts off of the 808. For a second. Yo, that was cool. A couple things I really liked. I really like when the beat dropped. Like a lot of times that you would think the 808 would, you know, boom, 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 but you did like boom, boom, like the way it cut out like that with like no tail, the way it was really a hard cutout. That really gave like a bounce to it, like that set the groove. So I really like that. My one tip for the guitar, I felt like the delay on the guitar was throwing off the rhythm, because either you don't have the delay set to match the BPM, or maybe you have like too fast of a delay. Because I felt like the delay was sort of doing a panning thing that was just, it wasn't on. For me, delay is such like a great trick to like add rhythm to a track. You know, when you're playing a guitar part that's like dun 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 dun, and you add the right delay, and it becomes dun 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 dun. You know, like there's such a chance for the delay to do that kind of stuff. So, really make sure that your delays are synced to your BPM, because that's really key. But otherwise, the melody was cool, and when the beat dropped, it was super cool. I loved all the hi-hat stuff.
Yeah, the beat definitely had like a lot of energy to it. That's like my main thing, is that it came in really strong and like was like driving. But I guess I don't know if maybe if my my headphones aren't good enough, I couldn't really hear the delay as much. But
Let's listen to
you
the
gotta,
beginning again, just to tell me if maybe it's me
yeah,
being crazy, but
yeah,
I feel like it's like
yeah.
a
It's a
really
little too
fast. It's like
fast.
a fast,
It's like
you know,
like a slap delay or
exactly. It's
something.
like a
But
slapback
yeah,
delay.
but yeah, what Billy said is you should try to make sure you always sync up the delay so it's like perfectly in sync with the beat, because it could really throw things off. So
Fully.
that's the only critique on my end. But the energy in the beat was like
Yeah,
really hard.
that was
So
cool.
dope. And the
Also,
hi-hats.
I got
The
3
drops
more in
and
here,
stuff.
and then I see like Cambo and a couple other people who sent SoundCloud or YouTube links. I want to try to get to them. So let's listen to these last 3, and then we'll go on to a couple more, and then yeah. Another one from Foreign Drip and RG together on this one.
Foreign drip, got the sauce, boy.
Welcome to the stream, Lucero.
I really like the drums. The rhythm is cool.
The drums are good.
I can hear a little baby on this.
Fully.
Amigos.
Yeah. Future. Could hear Future on something like this too.
Yeah.
All right, so this is another one of those tracks that's really good, and I think it could benefit so much from proper gain staging. I feel like, again, maybe everything is peaking, or like all your individual levels are too high, so by the time they all get added up in the end to your master track, you're peaking and there's not really room for dynamics, because when that beat drops, it's sick, but I feel like everything's sort of distorting and getting pushed to the very limit. So again, low gain staging could really take that beat from like awesome to like fully pro level.
Yeah, and that whistle sound, it was maybe an EQ thing. It's a little like piercing, but I think if you dropped it an octave, it would have sat a little bit better in the mix.
Definitely something worth trying. If you have a sound or a part that you really like, but you can't figure out, try an octave up or an octave down. Sometimes it makes such a big difference.
Yep.
All right, let's get this one. We got Janky. This was from Tinashe was the name. I don't know if that was like the real name or the producer name. That was just the email name. There was no information, just Janky. So let's see what we got from Janky.
Yo, Nash, play me some of that good shit.
Okay, so all this beat needs is a counter melody, because the melody is really strong. The beat is simple. Like, there's plenty of room for an artist, but that one melody just got a little repetitive. If they could have brought in like a second melody or a lead or a counter melody or just some other texture in there, I think that could have taken the beat to the next level because I like how empty and simple it was. There's so much room for artists to hop on.
Yeah, I agree. It got a little stale, but it had enough space for an artist to get on. But there are parts where you could bring in like an arpeggiator or something just to like fill like a synth, whatever, just to fill in the gaps and whatnot. And also maybe switch up the hi-hat pattern like every 8 or 16 bars. And a good trick that I learned a while ago, when you like don't feel like programming a new hi-hat pattern, copy and paste the hi-hat pattern from the first bar and then paste it like, you know, a little bit not ahead of the grid, but I wish I could visually show it. You just paste it ahead, so and that I wish I could really show it.
So that like the second half of the hi-hat ends up becoming the first half of the hi-hat, like in the next part or something like that.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna use that too. I knew what you were saying. I've never.
Yeah.
I've done that kind of stuff by accident where you copy and paste the beat over and then you something paste over top of something and then they're like, oh, those aren't supposed to go together. But damn, I never thought of that. Those sound really cool together. So that,
exactly.
Yeah,
yep.
that's
just
cool.
A little trick that I learned like, I don't know, maybe like 9 years ago from a producer I was working with, and he's like,
and
yo,
you
just
still
do
use
this
it,
instead of programming it.
Yeah,
I still do it. Yeah.
All right, so the last one in here, and then we'll check out a couple SoundCloud and YouTube links. I see my emails keeps blowing up. Y'all have been sending me more beats. I wish we could get to more. So obviously we're gonna have to do another one of these because this has been successful. We had a lot of people tuning in, a lot of really good positivity in the community.
Hell yeah.
I love it. So it's really, man, I really love this about Twitch, you know, just like it's new for me, but I can tell that like I'm building something here, and there's some people who keep coming back to every stream and are just really cool and just want to learn and want to help each other. And I love it when people compliment each other and, you know, ask questions, and no one's judging anything in here. Everyone's here to learn and stuff. So it's cool. It's good. Really good vibes.
Definitely. Billy, I'm just run to the bathroom real quick. You can start though.
All right, I'll play this last one. Psych Logic here on the beat. Or maybe it's just Psych and they're using Logic X. That's my guess. Thank you, Just AG. Appreciate that. So I want to say about this one, that's tight. Like I like that your drums are good. You definitely know what you're doing on the drums. For me, I would love to see you try something out with this intro lead. Okay, so for this sound, to me, kind of feels a little bit like you just kind of opened up a preset and played a melody and you're like good to go. Like sometimes a lot of people can use the same presets and stuff like that. What's up to Luis Celes and Tech Beats tuning in? What's up, guys? I appreciate it. And I am Cosmicism. Am I looking into hip hop or electronic? Nah, man, I like all kinds of music. In fact, maybe we'll do an all EDM stream one day or something like that. But anyways, what I'm saying here about this sound, the sound sounds very stock. Like you open up a plugin and you just use the sound. And the cool thing about that is if you open up a sound and it sounds great right away, sweet, you're good to go. You save yourself time. But there's a chance that somebody else used that same plugin and they're going to open up and be like, ooh, this is a great sound. And then you're going to hear a beat and be like, oh, man, that sounds just like my beat because I've used that same sound. So for me, this is what I was saying, BKorn, there's a cool melody here and the drums are really good. Like they definitely know what they're doing. But it's like this melody part could use something, whether they put halftime or gross beat or shaper box or loop, you know, like one of those, you know, RC20 or something. It just needs something here.
Yeah.
The reversing is cool, but then when it goes back to regular, like it may be some reverb, maybe some filtering. It just feels a little stiff and a little stale to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the drums, like, see, like the drums are cool. I like the like the kind of pause at the end of each 8.
I feel like this beat, there was a beat on that Dark Lane demos tape that Drake dropped that kind of sounds reminiscent of this. So I
Okay.
feel like that's what he was going for,
Yeah,
which
sure.
is cool.
And someone else said it kind of sounds like when Drake's part on Sicko Mode comes in too. You know, it definitely has a little bit of that vibe too.
Exactly. But yeah, you always want to, like, I never ever just keep the stock sound, whether it's like you said, cutting out certain frequencies or adding reverb or taking away reverb. Like the great thing about plugins, most of them, like there's an option to take like all the effects off and like take the delays off and do this, and then you could put your own effects on it. So
fully,
that's something you should try to experiment with more when you're working with VSTs and shit and stuff like that.
Totally agree. All right, so I'm going to let's see. We're gonna look at a couple SoundCloud. You good on time, BKorn?
Yeah.
All right,
good.
cool. I figure I was gonna try to wrap this up around 3, so we got about another 20 minutes, and then we'll listen to a couple more. A couple more people who followed. I don't want to miss anybody. So I am Cosmicism, Trico R, and Jaden. I appreciate the follows. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. This is cool. Usually I have like way more on Twitch and like not that as many people on YouTube, but I've had way more people tuning in on YouTube today. I've already looked at the numbers. I've had more YouTube numbers on the stream than any other stream I've done. So thank you all YouTubers for tuning in. I really appreciate that. I know there's such a big community of producers on YouTube, and I've been grinding hard at YouTube for like a year now, just trying to paste all the time. And YouTube is hard, man. It's hard to crack. So all y'all YouTube producers out there, I appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with me. And you know, comment my videos. Let me know who's watching the stream. I'll follow you guys back and try to see what I can do to support. Because man, there was a ton of talent on this, so I'd love to find some more YouTubers to follow. All right, just logging into my mail here and gonna crush my internet because I've got 2 browsers open as well as all the streams. So we'll see. Thanks, Loki James on YouTube. I appreciate that. I am Cosmicism. Okay, thank you. I like it when they like correct me saying you're not saying my name right, because sometimes it's hard to figure out. Well, I'll put this video on my channel, by the way. Yes. All my live streams just stay up on my YouTube. It's kind of hard to find live streams. They don't pop up as easy when you're searching, but if you follow me or you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see all these. And I don't know, see, BKorn, you're only seeing the Twitch stream. I have something called Restream where it shows me the Twitter and YouTube and Twitch chat, so I can see all 3 of them in one. So I know you're missing a couple of the things, but you're getting a shout out on how clean your beard's looking.
Thank you. Who said that?
Let's see. That was from Louis Celis. That was one of those first beats we listened to. I think he missed us listening to his beats, so he came in a little late. So unfortunately. All right. Let's see. Who else did I have? Okay, this is one of the first people who sent a beat in. Miguel Mayor, I don't know, Migs Beats on YouTube. So let's drop this one in the browser. And let's see what we got. Hopefully my internet's not gonna crap out. In fact, I'm just gonna close out live because that'll help us a little bit.
Yeah, when I got to, like, even sometimes I open up VST on my computers.
They go crazy.
Fan starts going and this and that.
Yeah, this doesn't even want to open. Let's see, we're still. Well, if it's not going to open, we're not going to listen to it. Let's see, I'm going to try it in Safari and see if that's any better. Oh, it's so quiet when there's no music, right?
Yeah. Thank you guys, like Billy was saying, thank you guys for joining us and like staying. People have been in here since like we started the stream. So salute to you guys for being patient and not like, you know, saying listen to my beat. Like, you guys are all really cool. So thank you guys again. And yeah, I don't have a YouTube channel, but if you just type in my name on YouTube, there's a ton of videos of me giving advice and production tips and networking tips and a bunch of things that you could definitely learn from as well.
I like the cool bass synth on this. I like the bass sound. And really minimalist beat, like drums, you know, like there's something cool, but like The Weeknd or something would really kill something like this.
Yeah. I could hear Abel on this for sure.
I would love to hear like some kind of like a super verbed out snare, you know? Like at least some snares came in, but you know, like a, you know, they're like really like maybe with like the highs filtered out.
I think you nailed it with The Weeknd would really kill this.
Definitely. Yeah, this is a vibe. This has got a vibe, bro. This is cool. I like it. All right, shout out to Migs. Y'all go find him on YouTube as well.
Yeah, that was hard. Is there like a low pitch down vocal like in the back? Did I hear that? I couldn't tell.
I don't. Maybe
if it wasn't there, you should add that because
Yeah.
I heard some like subliminal vocals.
it's crazy
in the
when your
background.
brain hears something that's not there. Like I'm always like, okay, it needs to be there because I hear it. You know.
Exactly.
All right, let's get one from Cambiao. I know he or she has been rocking here for a minute, so let's check out their SoundCloud. Some like 80s weekend vibe too, you know?
Yep.
Appreciate that. Druk Beats from Brazil tuning in. I mean, like the bounce and the groove is really good on this one. I feel like there's a cool switch up there too.
I like that chord.
I think for me, maybe there's a little bit of like that same thing before where like the melody like fit, it's nice, but like I couldn't really like remember that melody, like the lead part or something. Like the melody's got to be so simple and catchy to the point where you walk away just like humming that part over, you know? So maybe a couple note tweaks here and there that could have made that boom ding 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 thing at the beginning like a little catchier, but otherwise like that was another solid beat.
Yeah, I feel like the hi-hat, like there's beats where you could definitely keep the hi-hat just the whole way through. I feel like you could add some rolls here and there just to give it a little bit more bounce. But overall, like you said, again, like that sound like The Weeknd would kill that. Like,
Yeah, no, like good sound selection. All the sounds like worked really well together. Sometimes you put
Yeah.
two sounds together and they sound cool individual, but they don't sound good together. But even when you broke out in that big sort of like organy synth with all the reverb came in, that was a cool switch up right there. I like that. So a lot of good sound. Let's listen to your other one here. We got another one, Better Days demo. Cool because it's the same thing, you know, like the same melody, the same progression, but like I like the switch up. Yeah. That's cool. The little halftime too. Yo, shout out to _Jeff is hosting. Appreciate that, my dude. Okay, yeah, I like this one a lot. I'm gonna say the same thing I said last time with that melody, like maybe just one or two note changes a little bit here and there could really make it a little catchier. There was like a couple times where I was following the melody and I expected it to go somewhere else and it didn't go there. I don't know what the note is. Sorry, excuse me. Maybe something you want to play around with a little bit, but yeah, it's cool. Like the switch up vibe would be cool. I'd be careful not to switch it up too many times, because there was one vibe, then it went somewhere really different, and then you went somewhere different again, and then like there's something about the simplicity of making beats that is really important. You want things to reoccur, to happen over and over again, so the listener's like, ooh, there's that melody, it came back again, or just that kind of stuff. That I would say, but otherwise, like that was really unique. There was something cool about that. Just fresh, I think.
Yeah, it definitely had a good vibe, like a summer type vibe. I would have maybe switched up the snare, but that's just me personally. Like every producer has their go-to snares, whatever that might be your go-to snare. But overall, it's a dope beat. Could definitely hear a top line on it. That's another thing. You guys should try to send your beats out to writers that can sing choruses and hooks on your beats, because there's always a better chance of you sending out a beat to get placed where an artist doesn't have to do as much as they need to do. Where if they hear a good hook on it, half the job's already done.
True.
So that's something you guys should keep in mind when you're sending out beats. Try to get hooks on them before you send them out.
All
And
right.
then always send the beat with the hook and then the beat without the hook. So if they want to record, they have the beat without the hook.
Fully. All right, elevation instrumentals. You sent me two. I've only got time to play one, so let me know which one you want. Kickback or guava. If you're here in the chat, let me know which one you hear. I'll play the one you want.
Cambo music, yeah, no problem, man. That's what we're here for.
Okay, this one here is Druk Beats. I'm not gonna drag it into Ableton. I'm just gonna play it. So we're just gonna listen. DRUK, Druk Beats, from Brazil. No samples. Shout out to Blood and Hope with the tier 1 sub to Cambio Music. Love that. Like some Drake vibe right here. Some like late night Drake R&B breakup song vibes.
Yeah, I like the drum programming, the snare
Yeah.
roll.
I'd love to hear the bass do like a, like a little like
Yeah.
lead line or something like that.
For sure.
And I like the bing 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 piano part, like it wasn't there at first, like there was the main piano chords, then a lead came in, and then the other, like it's building really nicely.
Yep.
I would say maybe like take that part back out again for a minute too, like the staccato piano part. Right, I'm gonna stop it there. Clean drums though. I like it. Definitely has some cool like clean drum vibes on there for sure.
Yeah, I like the snare roll.
Yeah, yeah.
That
That
thing
stuff's
was
kind of
cool.
hard to program to make it sound natural. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe like what Billy was saying, the bass line could get a little bit more experimental. Do stuff like that. Just like leading into the next segue or passage or whatever. So, but overall, that was dope. Drake would definitely kill that.
definitely, it's
On
easy.
his
Just
singing
send it.
shit.
Just send it to Drake, man. Come on, what are you waiting for? All right, let's see. We're gonna have one more on YouTube here from. I believe it says it's TBL. TBL's been rocking in the chat patiently. Oh, you got a little visualizer key. I think visualizer on YouTube are really nice. It keeps you staying watching the beat for longer. If it's just your name or something in the background, like people aren't gonna stay as long. But having a little video footage like this, I think is helpful. I'll go ahead and just give TBL the sub. I should have subbed on the other ones too. Give all the people who send them in some subs here.
It's like a party next door vibe.
Yeah, no, he says that there's Summer Walker party next door like style, but you nailed it.
Yeah.
See, you didn't even know, and you got it right.
Yep.
Even like some Ty Dolla Sign on this or something, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
Love me some Ty. Talk about top line, right?
Yep.
I mean, the mix sounds pretty pro on this too. It's a pretty nice, clean, warm mix.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder what these visuals are. Is this like stock footage, or is this like stuff you filmed yourself? Like, I'd love to know that, because it's cool. I'm always trying to look for more footage like this to use in videos. All right, I'm gonna stop it here. Yeah, I like that too. You got any comments on that one?
Yeah, that's like a perfect R&B vibe. Like I said before, Party Next Door. I didn't even see the title of the playlist
Right, but you
before I said Party Next Door.
That's a
Like,
good-
yeah,
that's a good
you
sign.
nailed that vibe. Dope.
Yeah, good sign. All right, so we're gonna listen to one more. This one's from Just AG, because I know he's been rocking with us in the chat. He or she, sorry, hate to assume. Plenty of girls making good beats right now. Wonder Girl showing us all how to do it, right?
I was just killing it, dude.
So good. So, all right, let's check out Just AG's. This is just an audio clip, and I'm not gonna load it in Ableton, so we're just gonna listen to it. You already got me with the guitar right away. That's a good question, Nino. We'll answer that in a second. That sound had me looking behind me like, what's that? What's that sound? Where's it coming from? I didn't mean to stop it. That was an accident, but probably a good place to stop it.
I would have taken the 808 down a whole octave. Maybe it did that later in the beat, but it was too high of a register for my personal preference, and I feel like it would bang a lot harder if it was brought down an octave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would have loved to maybe hear the kick, like some more transient in the kick or something like that too. Just to punch through a little bit more. I know it was meant to be soft and chill, but I think for me, you got to go extreme. If it's soft and chill, you got to have the whole mix be like soft and chill, or you need to have it be, because when the beat kicked in, it kind of came to sort of just like a medium place. It wasn't full impact. It wasn't chill. Like, I wasn't sure what kind of beat, but in general though, like, I don't know, all the parts sounded really good. The sound selection was nice. I'd love to know if that was a guitar sample or if it's something you played, because there was a cool kind of like classic sound to it.
Yeah, definitely agree. Guitar was pretty cool.
It was cool. All right, so I'm gonna leave. We're gonna end everyone off with a Billy Martin BKorn collab.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Just play a little bit, everybody, a little something. So this is one of our latest collabs, one with one of my visualizers on here. What are you doing? All right. You guys critique us. I love that how the kick didn't come in right away. You waited 8 bars to bring the kick in.
Yep.
Pay off. I don't think I've ever noticed that transition sound right there. So I'm like really tuned into like listening to beats right now. I'm hearing stuff I've never heard before. Make sure y'all subbing on YouTube for this quality content. There's a couple. We got a couple other of my collabs that I've done on there too.
It's my favorite one that we did.
Me too, dude. All right, that's enough. Although that Sub-Zero joint's pretty tight too.
Yeah.
That one was good. So,
Hell yeah.
I know there's a question I want to get to. Nino asked, "Do engineers mix and master the beats when a rapper picks them?" OZ told me once the most important is the bounce and the vibe, and less about the mix because it gets mixed later. Definitely some truth to that. Although, if you send a rapper a beat that sounds like trash, they are probably going to pass on it. If you send someone a really nice mixed beat that they can hear themselves right away, like, oh, I hear this sounds like it's on the radio, like put me in the booth, I want to start rapping. Obviously, that's the way to go. Does your mix need to be absolutely perfect? No, because yes, somebody else is going to mix and master it afterwards. But sending out your beats when the mix sounds really professional is definitely going to help.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you want to send something that sounds presentable, the best way that you could present it. But also, like Billy just said, it's gonna, no matter what, it's gonna get mixed down by a professional mixing engineer. But there's been cases where I've had beats that sounded great with my mix on it before it got mixed by a pro, and then it came out on the album and the mix didn't sound good to me anymore.
And that's going to happen a lot. Sometimes you just got to understand that, that's part of the game.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be hit or miss both ways when sending a beat or getting it mixed down professionally, but you always want to try and send it to sound as best as it can.
Absolutely. So, all right, with that excellent tidbit of knowledge, I think we can wrap up the stream there. So, everyone, thank you so much. This was really cool. I've never done anything like this before. I think we'll have to do it again. I appreciate everyone on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everyone tuning in. Y'all are awesome. Make sure everybody's following me and BKorn on all those sites so you can catch us when we do this again, because we're gonna have to do it again for sure.
Yeah.
And thank you, dude, man. Thank you for joining me and doing this with me today.
Of course, bro. Thank you for inviting me. Definitely gonna do this again for sure.
Absolutely. So, all right, y'all. Thanks so much, and we'll see y'all for the next stream soon. All right.